All right. Hello and welcome, Just a Family. This is Melissa Krechler. I'm your host of Just Alive TV, or as I like to, giving you something to talk about, or Just Alive TV, as I like to call it, my words are going crazy today. We are coming a little bit late because I've been slacking. So today we're going to be talking about believing in your dreams, which is a very passionate topic of mine and my guest host. Today's episode has been sponsored by A Phoenix Identity. They're asking you, do you want to feel confident, powerful, and in control of your life? When you do feel powerful, you are able to make decisions, take action, and start creating the life of your dreams and actually achieving those goals that you set out for yourself. If you would like to join their 5-day free challenge, Empowered Warrior Women, you can do so. Link in the description. That starts July 12th. And if you want to be a VIP, it is $25 to be a VIP in that group, and you will learn the Warrior Women rituals. So go and check that out. Link in the description. Again, I'm your host, Melissa Krechler. I'm an identity coach, spiritual teacher, business mentor, creator, and founder of not only Just Alive TV, but also the Women Supporting Women Can Network, a support group for women by women. So today's episode, like I said, is believing in your dreams. My guest speaker for today is none other than Adrienne Irma Crispin, or I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name again, so I will let you do that. Why don't you introduce yourself for our audience?
Right. Thank you so much for having me in this wonderful talk show. So my name is Adrienne Irma. It has 13 letters, and I'm from Madagascar. We are part of those who have really long names all over the world. Yeah, Madagascar, the country, not the movie. Every time I talk about Madagascar, people are talking about the movie, and I'm saying, like, there's a real country called Madagascar. I'm from here. I live in the capital of Madagascar. I'll be 30 in a few months. And I'm an entrepreneur. The reason why I chose to talk about believing in your dreams is that I had and I have lots of dreams in my life. When I was really young, when I was younger, I dreamt of having English as the working language and of traveling all over the world. And this is what I'm doing most of the time. First of all, an interpreter. And apart from that, I'm also a singer and a musician. And I like meeting new people. I like organizing events. And yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Well, thank you. And thank you for joining me on today's episode. I love that you're so multi-passionate. I myself am multi-passionate. I own 6 businesses as an entrepreneur. And it's so important to embrace who you are and embrace the things that make you happy. I was talking about passion today, and we have so many different areas of our lives that bring us passion, that bring our joy and creativity out into the world. Why not share that in many different ways and forms? So believing in your dreams for me is a way of expressing. Your dreams are an expression, right? They're an expression of what makes you happy, what makes you charged and in charge. And I think that not enough people take advantage of that. Speaking of Madagascar, I know that you mentioned the movie. My daughters are absolutely obsessed with that movie. We've watched it 1,000 times. My favorite is Most Wanted, of course, because I love the energy of that movie. And even in that movie, they were following their dreams, right? They were trying to get back home or trying to find a place that they belonged. And when you follow your dreams, you do find your place. You find where you belong and the people that you're meant to embrace on that journey.
Yeah, that's really true. And what I want to tell about following your dreams is that following your dreams doesn't really mean that everything is going to be easy. Of course, in life, we are always going to face some hardships and difficulties and problems and so on. But it's million times better to have difficulties in doing something you like and in doing something that is meaningful for you. When I talk about following your dreams, sometimes people tend to ask to me, but life is hard. We have to content ourselves on what's happening. We just need to make sure to eat and to live and to survive. But why are we still talking about dreams? But I'm living in one of the poorest countries in the world, but I keep on telling people that we all deserve to live the life of our dreams, and we all have our dreams, and everybody's dreams should be validated. There is no good or bad dreams, but as long as you like it, as long as this is meaningful for you, then you really have the right to live it and to follow it.
Absolutely. You know what? One of the things you were talking about, life being hard. I'm all about it. I know that there are 3 guarantees in life. We all die, we all pay taxes, and we all, we all experience negativity. None of us are free from experiencing negativity, trauma, events that bring us down and make us, we're supposed to feel that way. Now, not all the time, obviously, but for anybody asking that question that Adrienne mentioned is, why are we talking about our dreams when we struggle? And the thing is, if you achieved all of your dreams and you just got it right away, you would become bored. There would be no pride in following your dreams, right? When you're following your dreams and you really want something, there's a point where you ask yourself, is it worth it? So first of all, when you have hardships, when you're following your dreams, that really makes you ask the question, is it something I really want? Is it worth it? And it's okay if your dreams change. All the time, it's okay. But when you achieve your dream, in spite of all the negativity, in spite of everything that's gone wrong, or every failure, or everything that's happened on that journey, you're more proud of that. It gives you more happiness and more joy to achieve that dream after all of those struggles than if it had just been handed to you.
Yeah, and what I think also is that your dream is your source of motivation, your source of energy. It is your dreams that makes you wake up, makes you decide. Your dreams that make you decide to wake up and to do something and to have your energy, because it is actually the question that one motivational speaker and those who are working on personal development are telling: find your why. Your dreams, they are your why. They are the reason why you choose to wake up very early in the morning, where sometimes you choose to stay up at night, when sometimes you choose to skip your lunch, stuff like that. It is actually, I really think that life is meaningless without a dream, because you just wake up and then you eat and then you work and then you sleep, and then no objective, no other perspective, but just doing business as usual. But when you have dreams, even though you are not yet achieving your dream, at least you know that you have something in your mind where you want to achieve. And there is also a saying in French, I don't know if it exists in English, but then people say that if you want to have the stars, then should the moon, probably you'll fall on the star. It's something like that. That sometimes your dreams probably you might not reach your dreams, but at least you'll reach something close to that dream.
One of Matthew McConaughey, one of the most prevalent actors. He's good looking too, but Matthew McConaughey did an acceptance speech once. And in his acceptance speech, they asked, who is your role model? And he said, me, 10 years from now. He said, I am always chasing myself. I am always chasing that future version of myself that I want to achieve. I'm always chasing them. I will never reach them, but I'm always chasing them. And that was his motivation, to always be chasing himself, right? And it was such a great thing to hear, because it is true. Our only competition is ourselves. Our only obstacle is ourselves. When we believe in what we want to achieve, we're the only thing that stops ourselves. Yes, things come up. They say, oh, Melissa, you can't do this, or, this isn't the right time. And I say, why not? Okay, then I'm going to go around, right? You come into a fork in the road. Your goal is at the end of both those roads. but you have to choose one, right? One might be easier, one might be harder, but you know that the destination at the end is still that goal. One of the things I wanted to mention about believing in your dreams is I want all of you to sit down for a minute and close your eyes for a second. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath. And I want you to remember being a kid, right? When all of us were kids, we had a dream. We had a dream to be a movie star. We had a dream to be a veterinarian or a princess or a valiant knight or whatever that looked like. We all had a dream of what we wanted to be. I don't know how many times my kids have been asked growing up. My kids are 8 to 20. So throughout the last 20 years, you ask my kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? And every time it changes. So one thing I want to tell all of you adults that are watching or listening is give yourself some forgiveness. If you want to achieve your dreams and you want to believe in your dreams, the number one thing you need to do is you need to forgive yourself for not being where that little child wanted to be. If you're not there, that's okay. If you haven't achieved that goal or that goal has changed or that dream has changed, that is okay. They're meant to change. they're not meant to just sit there.
And the other thing I want to add, that is really important, because sometimes this fact of not forgiving yourself, it is sometimes blocking you at a certain point of your life. Sometimes you're tempted to think that you're a failure, but no, you're not a failure in life. We are all meant to change in life, and we are all meant to have different dreams and different opinions about different things. But there is also the other aspect of things, that there is not any standard, like if you want to be a movie star, you have to start when you are 20. But some people start to be an actor at the age of like 40 or 45 or 50. That is also an option. I mean, you should not say that there is a standard that you should start at the age of 15, and then if you could not, then you can never be that actor, if this is the example. But any time can be an appropriate time for you to chase your dreams. There is no age limit for having dreams. Dreams are not only for kids or for young people, but at any time you can dream and you can set other goals, and you can choose to do that. If you want to, like, if you have been doing one job for 40 years, if you want to do another job, or if you want to learn a completely new, different skill that have nothing to do with what you've done before, that's okay. You're free. And we all live. People live that we all live one. People say that we all live once, but I also say that we live every day, and every single day we all have the rights to like wake up and say, what am I going to do today? Which part of my dreams, even like slight dreams, what am I going to do today? And every day is already because life is a series of choices, and our future depends on what are the small decisions that we're making every single day, every hour, every minute, even.
Yep, absolutely. I 100% agree. Life is a bunch of moments, right? And you look at believing in your dreams. We did an episode a few weeks ago on a lady who was who became her dream. She had this childhood dream to be an announcer and interviewing people on the red carpet, and she did that after 40. She chose to do that, and she followed her dreams after 40. So you are absolutely right. Life, your age does not define you. You could be, look at the actors and actresses who are young kids. Now, do I promote that? Absolutely not, because I don't think that they understand the lifestyle. They need help throughout that process. But you have the capability, the right, and the responsibility to create your own dreams, to believe in yourself. Now, so we talked about, forgiving yourself, right? Forgiving that child for not being where you thought you'd be at your age. Who cares, right? I say who cares, but that's a work in progress. But if you choose to follow a dream, or you choose to believe in a dream, it comes down to you individually, right? I can't tell you what your dream are. I can help you find it, but I can't tell you what your dreams are, because I'm not you. Your dreams are not what your parents saw for you. Your dreams are not what your culture thought. They're not what where your environment is, right? I was born and raised in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, which is one of the most underrated main cities in Canada. And it has old world charm. We don't have tons of skyscrapers, or, we're not as fancy as Calgary or Vancouver or Toronto. We're not as fancy as there. Everybody that I know who's grown up in Winnipeg, if they find success, they move away, because they don't equalize success with being a Winnipeg resident, right? So your environment, where you grow up, where you grow up, the people you surround yourself with, your culture, your community, your parents, your friends, all of that will impact believing in your dreams. Because if you have a dream that doesn't stay or isn't normal for where you are, then you're going to hear about it, right? Your parents are going to say, well, you might be a starving artist and you need to be a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, or whatever, right? Believing in your dreams, you have to believe in yourself first. When you believe in yourself and what you're able to create, believing in your dreams is 10 times easier.
Yeah, and you said that we need to believe in ourselves, and you also took the example of the actor that said that his role model was himself when he was 10 years younger. But the thing that can happen as well is that we ourselves can be our own enemies. We might be the ones that are blocking us from achieving our dreams. Why? Because of some excuses that are thought in the world to be things that should not help us to achieve our dreams. If I'm considering my case, for example, I have like thousands of reasons that might have pushed me to say, I'm gonna just stay on my bed and just eat chips and watch movies. Because, for example, I did not choose to be born in one of the poorest countries in the world. That is statistically correct, but that's a fact. For example, I didn't grow up in the capital, but I was born in 70 kilometers from the capital, which is like a huge village. My parents were not like really rich. We had enough in our household, but we didn't have a car at that time. There were things that we did not have compared to other people. I have bipolar disorders. What else? I'm a woman, because sometimes the fact of being a woman sometimes can block you from, like, people are even, plus in the country where I am from, being a woman and being young can be some obstacles and some things. So if I just remained on those aspects, I would have said, no, there is no room for me in this place. But sometimes yourself and your surroundings, I'm so grateful to have some parents who really supported me. My dad is a doctor. My mom is a high school English teacher, but they decided to have us first. We were homeschooled, and where we were homeschooled in the primary school, we were taught to be free. We were taught to have our opinion, to express ourselves, because that's not really obvious where I am from. Because most of the time, when you are a child, when you're young, you have to listen to what adults say. I know many of my friends who can't do the job of their dreams because their parents have other dreams for them. Like parents are, for example, if you say that you're going to be a full-time musician or a full-time, let's say, football player, in my country, that's not easily acceptable for some parents, and you have to struggle sometimes. I know people who really decided to be independent and to move out from to leave their parents and to face other struggles, just in order to live your dreams. What I'm telling here is that I will say that it's really easy to find excuses. Like, you can always find some reasons not to reach your dreams. But if you really want to reach this, and if it is really important for you, you always find a way, and you will always find some people. You cannot do that on your own also. You need to find people who believe in you, who can mentor you, who can help you, and all of that together, yourself and your positive, non-toxic surrounding, this can help you really move forward and reach your dreams and then improve yourself all the time.
Yeah. It's interesting how many people allow the opinions of their families and their friends and society to stop them from moving forward. One of the biggest challenges that I tell people are, from the day you're born till the day you die, you are your own number one constant. You're your own cheerleader, your own worst enemy, you're your own superhero, your own motivator. You can get help from people like me, from people like Adrienne, who are here to support you and to guide you and to help you find that confidence and that power. But if you don't believe it yourself, you stop yourself. You are absolutely right with the limiting beliefs that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm a woman, my parents want me to do this, and I'm going to disappoint them. Another point of following your dreams or believing in your dreams, we did an episode a while ago where somebody commented and said that they were trying to follow their dreams and believe in their dreams, and they had the potential in that dream to become very successful. But that success, one, it scared them. Two, they were going to be more successful than the rest of their family. And they almost felt shame and guilt for being more successful than their parents. And so they stopped themselves.
No.
Right? So there is also that. Society tells us that we have to please everybody. We have to people please and be accountable to everybody else, when in reality, we need to be accountable for ourselves. It's not selfish to put yourself first, as long as you're doing it, one, with self-love, and two, while still loving and honoring other people. If you honor and say, hey, I know that you have these dreams for me, I respect that, but that's really not what I want, right? And I need to follow my path.
Yeah, and mostly here we have a really judgmental society, unfortunately. For example, another thing about me is that I'm a university teacher. I teach English for communication and entrepreneurial mindset at the National University here. And look at how my hairstyle is. That is not like the official, like that is not that should not be the hairstyle of a lecturer, for instance. That is, I've been told that many times, but I'm like telling, this is who I am, and what is more important, my skills that I'm going to transfer to those students, or my hairstyle. I'm trying to tell that all the time, that yes, sometimes people are giving too much importance on other people's opinions, in my opinion. And I think that what I want to say is that we're in this world to live our life, not to explain why. Sometimes we don't even have to explain our dreams to other people. Like, you need to know to whom you need to talk about your dreams, who will be there to support you, who will be there to tell you the right things in an objective way. I'm not telling that we don't need people who are telling us the truth. I'm not telling that we just need people who are throwing flowers to what we're doing. We also need people to correct us and to tell us that this is wrong. We need that kind of people too. But we don't need people who are really negative and who are just telling that, no, how can you dream about that? That's totally impossible. And to those people, I'm just telling, like, don't tell them. Don't even, you are not accountable to them. Actually, you are accountable to yourself and to those to whom probably your supervisor at work, or I don't know who, but not to everyone, because sometimes we're tempted to give an explanation of our life choice or lifestyle to too many people.
Yeah, you are accountable to yourself. Everything that you do, right? Your reality, and I think not a lot of people understand this, is your reality is entirely of your own creation. You make those choices, whether you live in somebody else's rules, or you live, in somebody else's home, or you live for other people. You make that decision, right? You have the ability to make your own rules, to make your own decisions, I know that depending on where you are, I'm not going to say everybody has that freedom, because not everybody does, right? And I do understand that, and I acknowledge that not everybody has the freedom to speak their voice, or to follow their dreams, and even believe in their dreams. And I feel for you. I absolutely feel for you if you were in that situation where you don't feel that way. But you do always have a choice.
That's really true. And I still want to reiterate the fact that following your dreams doesn't mean that everything will be golden. Yeah. Following your dreams means I will stick on it no matter what it takes, no matter how much it might cost. But that's part of the adventure, and all the process is actually a learning process. And one of the quote that I really like is that what you are living now is going to be somebody else's survival guide in a while. Like what you were enduring at a certain moment, your sufferings and your struggles, they are going to be the tools that will teach you, and the tools that will help you help others, because you can never understand some situation if you have never lived them. And that is the magic out of it, actually, because the more you suffer, the more you know that the closer you were to your dreams. And the more you know that, the more you can also help other people reach their dreams. And that makes it even better, that not only you can live the life of your dream, but you can also help other people do so.
Yeah. And they're stepping stones. I call them springboards. So most of us have seen gymnastics. If you see somebody who's doing gymnastics and they're running and they're running and they're running and they jump on the springboard, that springboard, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to go down, right? With their weight on it, the springboard's going to go down. But what does that springboard end up doing? It springs back and it uses their weight to push them forward, right? Yeah. Our negative experiences, our hard times, our failures, all of that, those are our springboards forward. You can either use that springboard and just stay stuck below and underneath and feeling down, or you can use it to help you propel you forward. And that's the learning, right? That's the processing that you're talking about, is using it to your advantage. We've all, like I said, we all go through horrific experiences. My trauma, your trauma, nobody is worse or better off than the other. We all experience different traumas at different times. Allowing those traumas to keep you stuck, that it's easier almost to let it keep you stuck. You get it's easy to stay in bed watching TV and eating chips. It's easier to feel like you can't get up and take the next step towards your dreams. It's easy to sit in that moment. It's harder to get out of it. But once you do learn how to process, once you do how to find those lessons, then it becomes easier to be positive, easier to see, oh, hey, I understand that. And here's my next step, and gain that clarity and just really propel yourself forward.
Yeah. And as you said, the darker it is, the sooner it will be in the morning, actually, because you have to, there should be always a night, and then there is a morning after it. Like if you are entering in a tunnel, and it's dark, if you choose to just stay, it will always be dark. But you have to move forward in order to get out of that tunnel, and in order to see the light. And I'm now learning to be grateful towards my past and my traumas and my failures, actually, because I think that we have really somehow there is this type of let's say the society has imposed a type of standards of life and success that is supposed to be a must for everyone. And if you don't have this type of life, then you're a failure, which is false, because everybody has his or her choice and her lifestyle and her definition of success, actually, which should not be the same for everyone, which is totally right. And what I want to say is that the way we called it failures actually have made us think that those are negative things. What if we use the word like learnings or lessons, because they are actually valuable experiences. If we have never had those experiences, we wouldn't be able to evolve and to move forward and to be a better person, actually.
Yeah. Our purpose in life, and this question has been asked for many years, is what is the purpose of life? So I'm a spiritual teacher as well as being an identity coach, right? So I do know the purpose of life. And for each individual person, your purpose in life is to experience. We're here to experience those lessons. We're here to learn and grow and experience life in all its good and bad moments, because that's how we learn. That's how we grow into being a better human and a better person and stronger and more confident. If you walked around and you didn't have any negative experiences, your life would stay exactly as it is in that moment. You wouldn't have dreams, because you would be happy and content to be where you are, because you wouldn't know any different.
Yeah, and I like the result-oriented way of thinking that has been like trendy recently. But I think that it has made some people think that they're a failure when they are not reaching the expected results. But actually, the journey, the process, this experience, this is all a learning and adventure. And as you said, when at a certain point of your life you say, no, I don't want to be a singer anymore. Actually, I want to be a basketball player, and that's fine. And you should, and that doesn't mean that you lost your time. No. And even I don't even like the expression starting from scratch or from zero. There is no starting from zero. You are not a zero. You start with other experiences, and even though you decided to restart, you don't restart at scratch. You are not a zero anymore. You restart with other lessons, because you're not a zero.
Yeah, you've reevaluated and shifted. It's not, I wouldn't even classify it as restarting. You're shifting, right? So we're all unique. We all have different thoughts, different beliefs, different everything, right? We're all different because, you and I could both be wives. We could both be women, but we're completely different. And that's okay. That's beautiful, being different.
Yeah.
And what I like, you might not like, right? I don't like mushrooms. You might like mushrooms. I don't know, but it's,
and that's fine.
Exactly. But that's what makes us unique, right? So there are going to be people who are very happy and very content working a 9-to-5 job, being a wife and mother, being a provider and a father. That is totally fine. You don't need to have huge, big dreams. Your dreams can just be going on a vacation once a year. Your dreams could be spending more time with your family. You don't have to have big, crazy dreams. It depends on you. And the first step of doing that is knowing who you are, because everybody's going to have something different. Everybody is going to want something different. Again, what I want isn't going to be the same as what you want, or what all of you watching and listening want. We're not the same. We're all energetic beings having a human experience, and that energy that we bring to the table, those are our loves. Those are the things that we love and the things that we don't love and the things that we like and dislike, our passions, our drive, what motivates us, what we find pleasure in. Me eating a piece of chocolate cake and I'm just like, that's so good, right? Where other people don't like chocolate cake, and that's totally fine. but it's finding what makes you unique, what makes you so passionate and so powerful and confident to create your dreams.
Yeah, and actually, there is another dimension, another aspect that needs to be considered as well, the cultural aspect. Because, for example, being an African living in Africa, and here, for example, we are still struggle to promote women's rights here, because I'm part of the, I would say, lucky woman who can live my life the way I want to. But some people, even in Madagascar, cannot do certain things because of some cultural beliefs or cultural norms in their, mostly in like rural areas. Like when people do not have, some women can't go to school or can't have a job or can't inherit a land. That is a fact in my country. But one thing, for example, I got married at the age of 28, but during, let's say, 8 years, starting from the age of, let's say, 20, 23, people started to ask, where aren't you getting married? I started to be an entrepreneur at the age of 17. I still wanted to run my business first and to live. I lived on my own for 8 years before getting married. And that was not really appreciated by some people. Like, why are you, as a woman, why you should stay in your parents, with your parents until the moment you get married, and why are you living alone with other man, and why, and lots of questions. But I really love the fact that I had some parents who were really understandable, who really were open-minded and said, yeah, but they really accepted my own choice and the way I wanted to live my life. But even though now I'm 30, so I've been married for 2 years now, and the questions are no more question about marriage, but the question is now about, where is your baby? Where aren't you having a baby? No, because normally when there is a saying in Malagasy, "Nyana badiki te rana menin," getting married means having children. Like, you have to have a children, but you have to have a child when you get married. And I'm telling that. At a certain point of my life, I was angry when people asked me about marriage when I was like 26 or 28, because my younger brother got married before me. So like, oh, look at your brother, you are 28, you are not married, and blah, 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 blah. And at that moment, I was... sometimes I was upset, and I was like, why all those questions? But finally, I'm no longer upset. I'm no longer wasting my energy on that. But I'm just trying to, this is my message for the people who are listening to me. Like, people will always ask questions, and people will always criticize, and people will always find something to talk about. And that's why we're here. We're also here to give something to talk about to the people that, yeah, it's true that there are some cycles and some norms and something that happened, that we have the right to break some cycles, actually, and to even though to be like a pioneer in some new ideas in our communities or in our families. That's fine. I feel really sad about that problem, that some people don't want to get rich because it will be a problem for the family, and that's sad. And so I'm telling that, be courageous and daring enough to say, this is what I want to do. It's fine if and even though some people decide not to talk to you anymore, that's fine. I'm like, okay, but that's fine.
I think for all of you watching, and anybody especially experiencing what you've just mentioned with the cultural and the community and environment that we grow up in, and the societal norms and the expectation that, oh, you have to get married and you have to have kids and you can't be working and you can't do this. And you're right. You're always going to find people who have their own opinion, who have their own expectations of you. But I want you all to remember, those aren't yours. They're not yours. They do not reflect who you want to be. They do not reflect who you have to be. They do not reflect your mind, right? Nobody else is in here. Nobody else is in here. This, your entire being is individual to you. You get to make that choices. Just because I said yesterday on one of our on our episode, and I posted it on TikTok, is if you have a daughter, and I'm going to specifically talk to women right now, if, or any of you actually, if you have somebody in your life that you unconditionally love, you absolutely love them, and you know, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter who they become, you will still love that person. If that person was sitting on a stage and they had 10 people saying, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, your hair doesn't look good, you're not allowed to do this, you're not, is that going to change how you feel about that person? Probably not. You're still going to unconditionally love that person. That's what we need to be doing for ourselves. Because if you're allowing everybody else's opinion to stop you from believing in yourself, believing in your dreams, and being you, then you're stopping yourself. You get to choose whether you allow their words. It's not even their words. Their words are their own. You get to choose whether you take them in.
And yet you, as long as you are not considering them, then they are not valid and they should not harm you. But the reason, the moment when you start to consider them, then you start to think about it. And then I'm telling that when you were thinking that you were still shifting and you were still rebuilding some stuff in your life, feel free to leave certain places, certain people when you know that you are unwanted, when you know that you're not respected. Feel free to find other circles that are positive, that are supporting, and that are supportive. And I mean, as I said, I feel so blessed to have a family that have supported me, and to have some friends, to have my husband, to have other supportive people. Because even right now, I can say that I know that I'm doing the job of my dreams. I like what I'm doing, but I'm not telling that I'm not facing problems. Problems will always be there, but as long as you were surrounded with people who are supporting you, then it will be fine. But the other thing that is a problem in Madagascar, for instance, is, for example, I'm now having a real issue trying to explain people that mental health matters. And as you said, you should be a priority. Because even in Madagascar, when you talk about going to have some consultation with a psychologist, it seems like, are you mad? Or why should you do that? And they're still less than, few psychologists in Madagascar. And I'm trying to convince people that there is this thinking that taking care of yourself is selfishness. No, that's self-care. That's not selfishness. You are the one that will be with you 24/7. So you should be taking care of yourself before everything, because you can never share your joy to others. I'm even talking to even your children, your husband. You cannot share any joy that yourself you don't have at all. So try to work on yourself, and then it will be easy for you to spread what you have worked in outside. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a wife and mother. I have, 3 children that I've birthed. You can ask any one of my children. You can ask my husband, who is your number one priority? And it will be myself. I am my own number one priority. I come before my husband. I come before my children. I come before everything, because if I don't, nobody else will. I teach my children, I teach my husband to put themselves first. If they don't put themselves first, nobody else is going to put them first. That is the way that it goes. That is it. You're right. It isn't selfish. It's self-love. right? It's self-care, it's self-awareness and understanding. And when you make yourself a priority, it's powerful, it's confidence, it opens up so many more doors and opportunities for you. Now, talking about Madagascar and other countries across the globe, even Canada and the US, there should be equality for everybody, equal rights, equal opportunities, equal positions and responsibilities and freedoms for everybody around the world. We need to stick together on that. We need to create a world, a global network of equality. I have the right, I have the responsibility, I have the accountability to myself, not to everybody else's expectations. That's why I started the Women Supporting Women Can Network, because I wanted a place where women could come, where they could connect with other women across the globe, get the confidence, the support, the relationships, you know, a place where they can talk freely about what's going on in their lives and what they're looking for and the struggles that they're facing, and have other women say, hey, I got you, right? I understand what you're going through. I feel you. And just giving each other that support.
Yeah, I'm really so happy the initiative you created. And actually, I think that we met in one of your groups, actually. And I'm so glad that those type of initiatives are going on, and with social media and internet and all of those tools, the world is becoming like a village where everybody can know each other when we are connected, and we can talk about. I think that we have audiences from all over the world, which makes it great to see that there are other people who also have dreams just like us all over the world. Actually, we're all human beings. We all want to live the life we want in this life. We all have dreams. We all have expectations, but we are all different, and it's fine. Probably some people's dreams, probably a woman's dreams is to get married and to have kids and just to take care of her kids at home. That's fine if that's her dreams, if she likes that. But if she is forced to do that, because I know people who are forced to do that. I know people who are my friends who are not allowed to work, who are not whose husband are telling, I can provide for a family, just stay home and take care of your kids. In this case, I do not agree. If that was her choice, it would be different. But if she has had some dreams, but then she's forced to stay at home, that is not acceptable. And I'm telling that, yeah, I got married for 2 years now, but I'm telling that marriage is not a prison. I mean, when you get married, it doesn't mean that you have to forget about all your dreams. On the other hand, actually your husband should be someone who is supporting you to reach your dreams, and you should support him as well to reach his dreams, because you both had dreams before you met. You can have like individual dreams and also dreams that you can do all together as married couples. And I want to talk about young girls, singles, who are mostly girls, who are listening to this, who are watching this now, that be careful in your choice of partners. Because when I'm sometimes doing some motivational talks and so on, and it's applicable for boys and girls actually, that some people are not allowed to follow their dreams, or some people are blocked in following their dreams because of their life partners. And love. I would say that love is a prerequisite in a relationship, but love is not enough at all. You should talk about like what do you want to do in life, and it's good to talk about all of those stuff before getting married, before moving forward. And just for the short story, me and my husband, we started a company before getting married. I mean, we had a vision, we had I'm not telling that our life is perfect. We are all like couples. We sometimes have struggles and problems, but that's life. But I'm telling you that your choice of partner is crucial in your life, because it's a life partner actually. And if it is someone who at the beginning is blocking your dreams, is telling you that no, don't do that, no, stop doing that, don't go to school, I will feed you and stuff like that, then think twice before deciding.
Unless that's what you want, right? It really is. It all depends on what you want. I love being a wife and mother. I love cooking for my husband and feeding him, but he supports everything that I do.
Yeah.
I don't have to feed him. I don't have to cook. I don't have to, I don't have to do anything. And he doesn't have to do anything, because that's a supportive relationship. And you're right, having those conversations beforehand of what are your goals, right? And listen for the red flags. If they say, oh, when you have kids, don't worry about that. Or, when we get married, I'll take care of you. Those are red flags. They're absolutely red flags. Now, from a global perspective, right? If I started a business today, and I have 6 of them, if I started a business today and I asked 50 people to interview for the business, the first thing I'm going to ask them is, what do you enjoy? What do you like to do? If we globally asked the opinion, right? You look at Madagascar, you look at Canada, you look at the US, you look at all of these different countries that could be working together. There are things that my country can do well. There are things that your country can do well. If we put our heads together and said, oh, I can help you with this. Can you help me with this? And instead of having, like you had mentioned at the beginning of this video, instead of having one of the poorest countries in the world, if everybody kind of stepped up and said, what are you good at? Let's figure this out, and use the country's resources, use the country's skills. We as individuals have skills, we have abilities, we bring those to the table. If you have a relationship, or if you're trying to build your believing in your dreams, right? What are you good at? What are your skills? What are you passionate about? What do you like to do? I love to talk about these topics. So I created a talk show because I wanted to give people the confidence, the power, the space to feel like they're not being judged, that they have the capabilities, and that they're free.
Yes, that's totally true. And I'm really happy to be able to be part of your talk show, and also to talk about a subject that matters for me, because that is one of the topics of my conferences. I'm sometimes doing some talks to some students or some women association and youth association. And I totally agree with you telling that independent of our like wealth or whatever, we all have something to put on the table. Like talking about Madagascar is one of the richest in the world in terms of resources, but they are not well exploited the way they should be. We have lots of, like, the fauna and flora, 80% of them are endemic. Madagascar, we have like places that are really like paradise on earth. We have wonderful places. We have great stuff in Madagascar, but unfortunately, I'm sad that some media, when they talk about Africa, they always find the dark side. I believe that all countries have a dark side. Like even in the US, even in France, they are also like poor places. But that is always like those aspects are always emphasized when you talk about Africa. But I believe that no matter where you come from, we all have something to put on the table. And internet, and even that fact of having this live show viewed by many people from many places of the world is really nice, because that is a real important start of how you can start knowing each other first, and then work together, and then make the world a better place.
Yep. And that's what we should all be focusing on, is making the world a better place, a more equal place, a more equal opportunity, equal freedom, equal support systems, right? And just making sure that everybody has what they need. And if we started to focus on that instead of everything else that's going on, we'd actually start to make a difference. All right. Is there anything you'd like to add before we get going?
Yeah, I want to repeat. We are going to live different things in our lives. We're going to face struggles, hardships, and so on. But no matter what happens, I'm telling you, at a certain point of my life, I've already committed suicide. I have attempted suicide in 2017, but I'm not proud of that. But I'm telling you that what I'm telling here is not just like talks. I have already endured like really hard things in life, but I thank God I'm still here. That I'm keeping on telling you that this life is a gift for all of us, and we are here to live, and let's live a worthy life, and that all depends on us and what we want to make our life, because we are our choices. Our life are our choices, and as what I said before, there is always a choice. So no matter what happens, dare to live the life you want. Follow your dreams, make plans, work hard, learn from your mistakes, and move forward, because at the end of the day, it will be okay. And enjoy the process. Don't be too hard on yourselves.
Exactly. Forgive yourselves. We are in control of our reality. We are in control of our body. And for many of you, it may not seem that way. And I feel you, and I feel your pain. There is light at the end of that tunnel. There is always light at the end of that tunnel, and there is a lot of growth and learning when you get there. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really loved this episode. I think it was much needed.
Thank you so much for having me as well, and I was really glad to talk about this topic that really matters for me, because I believe that everybody has the right to live the life of his or her dreams.
Yeah. All right. Well, Just a Family, that has been your episode today. If you'd like to get in touch with myself or Adrienne, please do so. Our links are in the description. Today's episode has been sponsored by A Phoenix Identity, which just happens to be my identity coaching company. If you would like to feel confident and powerful, if you want to start to feel like you're in control of your life, I'm hosting on July 12th. I am hosting the Empowered Warrior Women's challenge. It's a free 5-day challenge. If you'd like to be a VIP and learn the Warrior Woman ritual, you can do that. It's $25. Join me for that challenge. Learn the 5 ways that you're giving away your power, and the 5 ways that you can start taking that power back today and feel in control of your life. So that is going on. Link in the description. If you would like to be a guest speaker, or if you would like to see a topic featured on the show, please reach out to us at justalivetv.com. Join our newsletter. You can find us across all of our social media platforms with the hashtag, at justalivetv. And yeah, take a look. Today is episode 91 already. Wow. And we are so excited. Yeah. Almost at 100, which is great and amazing. Like I said, you want to see a topic featured, you want to be a guest speaker, please reach out. We are always looking for, people to just share their stories to inspire. And Adrienne, you've done that. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much.
Right, you're welcome. All right, Just a Family, Melissa Krechler. I am your host, and I will see all of you on the next episode. Lots of love. Bye. Bye.